Hey friends, welcome back to Bible Fun with the Duns. These days you just have to catch us wherever we may be.
We haven't even started like practices and sports and all yet with the boys. I feel like we're never home anymore.
But tonight is Homes of Hope, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to know that.
That's tonight,
So yeah.
Okay.
It is what it is.
First Thessalonians chapter 2.
I want to start.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just love, I shared yesterday, I love Paul, but Paul loves people so well. He is such a good disciple maker. This chapter is a lot of him kind of reminiscing with the people of the church of Thessalonica. And he's like going back and saying, he's encouraging them. He's also continuing that attaboy with them. He said, just as we have been approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel, so we speak, not to please man, but to please God who tests our hearts. So that's kind of his why of sharing the gospel. He can't help it. But then he loves the people. That was verse 4. This is verse 8. Being affectionately desirous of you, we were ready to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our own selves, because you had become very dear to us. So he's gotten to know these people. He cares for them. They're friends. He loves them. And because of that, he wants them to be his friend forever and go to heaven with them and have a relationship with Jesus with them. And so I was just really convicted, but more than convicted, just encouraged to be a good disciple maker, to love people well. And that doesn't, for some people it comes naturally, but you can pray for that. You can ask God to give you a heart for people and to see people the way God sees them and to make you more like this. And I was even encouraged just to love my small group better, to love my church family better. We continue in verse 11. Like a father with his children, we exhorted each one of you and encouraged you and charged you to walk in a manner worthy of God, who calls you into his own kingdom and glory. We also thank God constantly for this, that when you received the word of God, which you heard from us, you accepted it not as the word of men, but as what it really is, the word of God, which is at work in you believers. So just to continue, like Paul, a disciple maker, he is saying, you are hungry, you are ready for the word, and as soon as you received it, you put it to action. And the disciples he's made are already making disciples, and he's celebrating that. There is no greater joy than to see your children walking in truth. And I know he feels kind of like a daddy figure to these people, and I just can't help but think how excited we get when the people we've shared Jesus with are busting at the seams to tell others about him.
I was talking with a guy yesterday, and he's kind of having ongoing conversations with a lost guy. He's getting to know the guy. They're talking about the Lord, and the guy's receptive and all that kind of stuff. Well, the guy sent him a text message, and in the text message it said something like, and I like this. He said, it's not often that you come across somebody that literally wants nothing from you. They just want to like help you. And so the guy was showing a lot of gratitude to this fellow I'm talking about. And when I read through this, what I'm catching is like, that's the kind of personality Paul is showing these people. He said, when I came in there, I didn't ask anything from you. He said, I'm not after your money. He even uses this phrase. He said, I did not put on a cloak of covetousness. There are days where we wake up probably, and whatever mood we're in, there are moments where we can happily kind of pick up a little bit of selfishness and clothe ourselves in and go, today I want this. Today it's about me. Today I think I deserve this out of it. And Paul said, look, that's not the motive I went into that.
He's living out that First John stuff.
He's living out that First John stuff. That's right. So the other side of this is, you'll notice the language he uses. He's intentional. He talks about like a mother loving her children. He talks about a father. He calls them brethren, which is like brothers and sisters. Anytime you see brethren in the Bible, you think of the word family. I like the language Paul uses. I think it's important to just to measure your words and talk nicely, kindly. And I don't do that all the time.
What?
Yeah. Normally it's more effective for me to just say what I'm thinking without thinking about who I'm saying it to. And look, but I like Paul in this.
I don't like your tone.
Yeah, my tone is great.
Face.
Okay, thank you. But I want you to think about it. So, like, of all the things that we talk about Paul, we talk about Paul the missionary, Paul the preacher, Paul the theologian, Paul the whatever. Okay, I want you to put at the top of your list Paul the friend maker. So he made friends. He loved his friends. He spoke dearly to his friends. And all of this, by the way, is just still early in the book. It is going to afford him the opportunity to be able to share with them some deep truths. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to listen because they know he loves them. And so I think like the takeaway here is go back and listen to the tone that Paul talks. He doesn't want anything from them. He just loves them. He talks kindly to them like they are something special because to him they are. Mm-hmm. And then once he treats them that way, then notice the door coming open because now he's able to share and they're ready to listen. They receive his word, not as words of men, but as coming from the Lord. Why? Because as John taught us, remember we just finished reading 1 John. He said that we're known by our fruit. We're known by our love. Mm-hmm. Well, look, no wonder they were ready to say, all right, Paul, we're going to listen to what you say as if it comes from God himself. Why? Because they saw a genuine supernatural kind of love for them in his life and in his speech and his activity and his relationships. And when he treated them like that, he had a ministry with them. And I think that's a great way to live today, not with a cloak of covetousness, a cloak of greed or selfishness, but a cloak of humility and love and respect and kindness and friendship. And I think that's kind of my biggest takeaway from this book so far in chapter 2. All right, we'll see you tomorrow in chapter 3. Bye.